Young onset is quite simple. When you say A, he say B.
There were really, really little attention paid to young onset dementia.
The point here is that for young onset, people don't accept.
So young onset dementia is something that people need to understand, first of all, and to support.
It's not a question of like taking care of this person. It's a question of like maintaining the mental capability that they have.
Young onset in a young society like ours, very few ever experience it.
Welcome to the National Neuroscience Institute. For today's assessment, we will be asking you a few questions. Question 1. What is today's date? Question 2. Repeat after me. Plant, exercise, memory. Question 3. I would like you to count backward from 100 by sevens. Earlier, I told you the names of 3 things. Can you tell me what they were?
My name is Alison Lim, and I'm 64 years old, and I have PPA, which is primary progressive aphasia, and I have a particular type called logopenic. There are 3 types altogether, and logopenic is the one that play tricks with my words. We were in this Mexican restaurant, and I went to the counter and said, "Can I have more Guatemala?" And the guy like, "Huh, what?" I said, "Guatemala, green, Guatemala." And he was so angry, he walked away. I'm like, "What?" And I came back and I went to the table, I told James and said, "They don't have Guatemala in this Mexican restaurant." And she said, "Mom, you mean guacamole?"
I was at the neurologist with her when she got the diagnosis. So my first thing was like, how is she reacting? You know, is she okay, and what's going on with her? And it's a frightening thing to think about. Okay, come on.
My daughter and I are partners in crime. Yeah, in everything. And initially, when I had all the difficulties, she would like check that I really cannot find the word, give me some time, and then she will give me a letter sometimes and let me work on it.
My name is Lai Quen. I'm 63 years old.
I'm Steven. I'm 65. I got a frontal tempura.
No. Alzheimer and vascular.
Alzheimer and vascular. Sometimes I make trading losses for my client. I forgot what they order and buy the wrong stock. So I quit.
And he didn't tell me about this, but he would ask Mom to give him some money to recover and pay back those losses. But finally, we went to consult the doctor, and the doctor confirmed that he has got mild dementia.
Once I discovered, I'm sad. But there's nothing we can do about it. I try to brush it off lah. But over time, you got to accept it.
Before he was diagnosed, we actually went through, I would say, hell, yeah? Even to the extent that it was so intolerable, I actually wanted to divorce. We didn't know that there was a monster in the head. After he was diagnosed, then I understand that he really has the monster in his head, that I need to understand his problem, I need to help him, and I need to assure him.
What young-onset dementia feels like to me is as if the spaces in your life become the same. It's the feeling of a space changing into something else completely, but you don't even know it. It's the feeling of having your perception of a space no longer being normal. As I sat down at the dining table, my wife walked past, asking me what I was doing there. I told her I was drinking my coffee. It turns out I was actually drinking it in the toilet.
I feel that when I meditate and I sit down, things can clear. When I go to a meeting, after a while I get really blank out. And then the conversation goes on, and then I cannot catch up anymore. Initially, of course, it's very difficult when it just hits you, right? I'll just like walk away, angry, and then I cannot control it. Then I go to the washroom and cry, and then clear up and come back again and try to maintain a front. Because I have always meditated, that helps me calm down myself, and then to think, what will help? Nothing helps except for myself.
As for young onset specifically, I think it really genuinely is a lack of understanding that dementia is anything but 85-year-olds with severe Alzheimer's.
What young-onset dementia feels like to me is as if my own language becomes completely foreign. The simple act of taking a bus home becomes difficult. Numbers start looking the same, or they start looking like something I cannot recognize anymore. I was so confused. Was I at the bus stop? Or was it the bus interchange? I thought I was at the bus stop. Or was I on the bus? Because I heard noises. So many noises. And then it kind of just stopped.
Like, what is your job right now? And how do you cope with working full-time?
Superwoman walking down the street.
Yeah, I should say that, no? I wouldn't want to say that I'm a superwoman, but it is actually not easy. I am a client delivery lead with NCS. When I'm at home, I would be questioned every time at certain things that Steven would ask, and I would not be able to concentrate. Hello? Hi, Steven. I'm driving back already. Huh? Okay, I must concentrate on my driving. Okay, see you. 5 minutes more. Oh, no, 10 minutes. On the way already. Huh? Exiting. Yeah, see you.
You will call often?
Yes, yeah, very often. At least he knows how to call. Some people don't even know how to use the phone. And so I would start to look for activities for him to do. Like, for example, he has got care library activities on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays.
Hey, this thing is wrong, no?
Why?
This one S-O-R-O is sorrow.
Correct. Then they miss the O. Yeah, so far.
No, this is not O, this is zero. No, you look at the...
These are the things that I think I should do for him, because if I don't do for him, I think it will deteriorate even more. Yeah, and by the time when he deteriorates into the state, I don't think I can reverse back the clock.
What young-onset dementia feels like to me is as if reality doesn't seem real anymore. The feeling of hearing something that you know isn't real, but yet it sounded so real. I wanted to ignore it, but something in me wanted to find out where it was coming from. Is it my imagination? It can't be. It's definitely real. I suddenly saw a child playing in front of me. Was I entering a dream? Was it all a hallucination?
Hello?
As a kid, I'm always curious about life. And I think plants is the best teacher. So I talk to the plants all the time. And I feel happy and they feel happy. And I'm like, oh, thank you. It's so nice. You come up with new leaves or new flower. The key thing to me is if you look after anything, if you look after your business, you look after your kid, if you look after your parents, they grow, they bloom, right? So, and then like I say, if they're the bad ones, you need to get rid of it straight away. You have to know what is happening with the plant all the time, just like looking after a dementia person, right? You need to know what the needs are. And if you don't, really in a very fast moment, even in 1 hour, they can just die off on you, literally, yeah? I didn't find a space that I can, first of all, meet with peers. I think that's the most important thing. So I created Dementia & Co. with my daughter, Jamie. Hi, Mo Ching, how are you? Where's Uncle Lim?
Getting ready.
Oh, he's getting ready. Uncle Lim, start. Follow Uncle Lim, come. All the negative energy out. Breathe in. And these people are so genuine, and I'm so privileged that they let me into their homes, even when the person, and these are young onset persons. I have already seen 2 friends of mine gone. Last week, 1 more. But they allowed me into their homes. And I can see them, even to the last days. They cannot move anymore, just their eyes. But I'm able to, at some point of time, catch their eye, and they are still there. They still know.
You know, it's like she's found a field. You know, it's not her diagnosis, it's her field. I also, pre this diagnosis, had the implicit assumption that it was basically Alzheimer's. Now there's this whole field that and she especially, is doing good in. It might have been nice to walk into it without the diagnosis, but we would not have. And we might not have looked at it the same way. So, I don't know, it's a wonderful life we have. And her having dementia is part of that wonderful life. They can't be extricated from each other.
You found the A already?
一定会找得到，时间的问题。
对，你还有时间，不要紧，很多时间，你慢慢来。Take your time.
I think at base, just like, the world is stranger than we know. And people might be going through things that you couldn't imagine that they would unfold that way.
When you're married, you have to stand by your commitment and your promise that in goodness and in sickness, we will be together.
With more care and love, you cannot reverse, but you can slow down.
The hope is not for cure, but the hope is for community awareness, acceptance, respect, and assurance.
I like the world to know that young onset is there, first of all, that people should be aware of it. And for young onset members, that life is so different for everybody. Everybody has a different journey. And if this be my journey, then I want to walk it the way that I can, as much as I can.
So, Mr. Lau, thank you for coming today. I'm going to ask you a couple of questions about memory. Try your best to answer her. I'm going to give you 3 items to remember, and I'm going to ask you about those 3 items, yeah? First item is pen, second item is apple, third item is cat. Can I get you to repeat the 3 items? Pen, apple, cat.
Pen, apple, cat.
Okay. Now, Steven, if you have $100, you take away $7, how much do you left with?
93,
Keep taking away 7 until I tell you to stop.
86,
Keep going.
79, 72,
Very good.
65.
All right, you can stop now. What were the 3 items I told you to remember earlier?
Pen, cat, and